Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we plunge into your sources, extract the most important nuggets of knowledge, and arm you with everything you need to be truly well-informed. Today we're tackling a topic that touches so many of us: acne. It's often frustrating, isn't it? The sheer volume of advice out there can be overwhelming, and let's be honest, traditional treatments often feel incredibly harsh, leaving your skin dry, tight, and sometimes, well, still battling breakouts. Our mission today is to cut through that noise. We're taking a deep dive into the comprehensive guides you've provided on Korean skincare for acne. Our goal is to extract those vital, often surprising insights, debunk common myths that might actually be working against your skin, and truly understand how this unique approach can lead to healthier, clearer skin without all the irritation.
Exactly. And we're going beyond just telling you what Korean skincare recommends. We'll explore the why behind its effectiveness, really revealing how it's a genuine game changer for acne-prone skin. Expect insights that will probably challenge your preconceived notions and help you build a more sustainable path to skin health.
All right, let's dig into this then. Before we even think about solutions, it's crucial to understand what we're actually up against. What did your deep dive into these sources reveal about the fundamental process? What actually leads to acne formation? What's really clear from the sources is that acne primarily begins when your hair follicles get clogged. Think of it like a tiny traffic jam, basically, right in your pores. This clogging is a mix of your skin's natural oil, called sebum, and dead skin cells that haven't shed properly. Once those follicles are blocked, it sets the perfect stage for inflammation and an overgrowth of bacteria, specifically that Propionibacterium acnes. This whole process then shows up in various forms, from those smaller surface-level blackheads and whiteheads to the more inflamed papules and pustules.
And even the deeper stuff, like cystic acne. Yeah.
Exactly. And identifying which type you're dealing with is actually a powerful first step in treating it effectively. It tells you how deep the issue goes.
And that leads us to a critical point. What are the common triggers for this whole process? And maybe more importantly, how does knowing them empower you to make smarter, more targeted treatment choices? Because it's not just about what you put on your face, is it? Our sources highlight several key culprits. Hormonal fluctuations are a huge one. Think puberty, menstrual cycles, pregnancy, or even just chronic stress. Those internal shifts have a big impact. Then there's simply genetics maybe leading to excess oil production, and as you mentioned, that bacterial overgrowth. Another major factor is indeed the buildup of dead skin cells, just not shedding efficiently. But we also see dietary factors cited, like high sugar or dairy intake for some individuals, alongside improper skincare routines, which will obviously impact, and environmental factors like sun exposure and pollution. Understanding these triggers is essential because it allows you to personalize your approach, right? Moving beyond generic symptom treatment to maybe addressing some of the root causes.
Yes, exactly. Knowing if you're dealing with a mild case of just clogged pores versus a deeper, more inflammatory issue like cystic acne means you can choose treatments that actually match the problem. It's like using the right tool for the job rather than a sledgehammer for everything. Okay, here's where the Korean skincare philosophy really shines and takes a radically different turn from the traditional approach many of us, well, kind of grew up with. Those harsh drying treatments, the ones that strip your skin and make it feel tight, maybe even flaky. Korean skincare fundamentally moves away from that. How does it differentiate itself? What's the core idea? The sources strongly emphasize that Korean skincare consciously avoids those aggressive ingredients, the ones that can dry out or even damage your skin's natural barrier. Instead, it embraces this multi-step ritual, but the core of it, the real foundation, is built on 4 key pillars: intense hydration, robust barrier repair, soothing inflammation, and remarkably gentle exfoliation. It's about promoting overall skin health and addressing the root causes of acne without ever compromising your skin's natural balance. Honestly, it feels like it's about nurturing your skin, not punishing it into submission. I remember thinking the only way to beat a breakout was to burn it off with a potent spot treatment. But this philosophy turns that whole idea on its head.
It really does. And what's truly fascinating here is how this approach directly challenges a major myth many of us still kind of cling to. For so long, the conventional wisdom for acne-prone skin was to dry it out, just strip all the oil away. This brings us to a crucial paradox. Why is hydration, which sounds so counterintuitive, actually so vital for acne-prone skin in the Korean skincare philosophy?
Well, the paradox is simple but really profound. When your skin is dehydrated, it senses that lack of moisture and actually goes into overdrive, producing more oil to compensate. This excess oil then contributes to, you guessed it, more breakouts.
Ah, okay. So trying to dry it out actually backfires.
Exactly. So ironically, properly hydrated skin helps to regulate sebum production. It strengthens your skin's vital moisture barrier, which is your first line of defense against bacteria and environmental irritants, and it significantly reduces inflammation. All of these factors lead to genuinely healthier, clearer, and more balanced skin over time. It's about creating harmony, not deprivation. So what does this all mean for your skin, listening right now? It means the core principles of Korean skincare for acne are, well, potentially revolutionary for many. Hydration isn't just a nice to have, it's crucial for balancing oil. Barrier repair is absolutely essential for strengthening your skin's natural defenses against bacteria and external aggressors. Soothing inflammation minimizes the risk of scarring and promotes healing, which is huge. And exfoliation, must be gentle, focusing on removing dead skin cells without ever irritating or stripping your skin. It's a truly holistic view that treats your skin as a living dynamic system, not just a surface to be scrubbed. Right, let's talk about the specific tools in this gentle arsenal then. Your sources highlight some true stars in the Korean skincare world for acne-prone skin, and they each bring specific superpowers to the table. What are some of these standout ingredients that we should know about? Okay, two of the absolute heavy hitters that repeatedly show up in effective Korean skincare for acne are Centella Asiatica and niacinamide. Centella Asiatica, often known as Cica, is just valued for its incredible ability to soothe angry inflammation and accelerate your skin's own healing process. This is so critical when you're dealing with active breakouts or those annoying post-acne marks. Niacinamide, which is a form of vitamin B3, is a multitasking hero. It's fantastic for brightening those stubborn dark spots left behind by acne, helping to control excess oil production, and really strengthening that crucial skin barrier we just talked about. It does so much.
It really does.
Beyond these, the sources also mention other powerful players like tea tree extract, known for its natural antibacterial and antifungal properties, and salicylic acid, that's a BHA, a beta-hydroxy acid, that expertly dissolves oil and unclogs pores from within. It gets in there. Plus ingredients like adenosine and peptides, which are small but mighty building blocks that kickstart skin regeneration, and even hydrolyzed collagen. That's a form of collagen broken down to be more easily absorbed, helping to improve elasticity and heal those lingering post-acne marks.
That's a great lineup. And if we're talking about essential steps, we absolutely have to discuss the famous double cleanse. For many, it just seems like an extra step, maybe even unnecessary if you don't wear makeup. But how does this foundational practice fit into effective acne management? It's really the bedrock, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. The double cleanse is an essential evening ritual, especially for anyone prone to breakouts. You start with an oil-based cleanser.
Which sounds weird for oily skin, right? But it makes sense. It does. It might sound counterintuitive, but remember, oil dissolves oil-based impurities. So this first step effectively lifts away makeup, sunscreen, and that excess sebum that water alone simply can't touch. Then you follow up with a gentle water-based or perhaps an enzyme cleanser like the type highlighted in your sources, such as a snow enzyme cleanser. This second cleanse ensures your pores are thoroughly clean, removing any remaining impurities and providing a remarkably gentle exfoliation by lifting away dead skin cells. The result, exceptionally clean skin that's perfectly prepared to absorb all the beneficial ingredients in your subsequent treatment steps. And that is absolutely crucial for managing acne effectively. You need that clean slate.
Knowing that, let's guide you through a typical Korean skincare routine, specifically designed for acne, pulling directly from the recommendations in your sources. It's really about building these layers of gentle care. Okay, so in the morning, you'd begin with a gentle cleanser, maybe that enzyme cleanser type our sources recommend. Follow that with a calming gel. Think of it as a soothing, hydrating toner step, like the calming balance gel mentioned in your materials. It preps the skin beautifully. Then you'd apply a targeted serum, something like a Dermatology First serum, focusing on your specific concerns. Next, it's time for moisturizer. Choosing something that hydrates without clogging pores, super important, like an Active Cream EX or the Ryman ICD Dermatology Cream mentioned. And the final, absolutely non-negotiable step, a non-comedogenic sunscreen. That means one formulated specifically not to clog your pores, such as the Aqua Protection Sunscreen highlighted every single morning.
Non-negotiable is right.
Definitely. Then for your evening routine, it starts with that crucial double cleanse we just discussed. Get everything off from the day. Then you'd apply that same calming gel, followed by a powerful booster plus serum combination. Our sources particularly highlight a cult favorite booster in serum pairing, like the Dermatology First package from the Ryman ICD product line they reference. This booster actually preps your skin, making it incredibly receptive to the serum that follows, which then goes to work deep within, regulating oil production, helping to heal post-acne pigmentation, and truly fortifying your skin barrier. It's like a 1-2 punch.
It's a very gentle, effective punch.
Exactly. You finish with a nourishing moisturizer, again like the Ryman ICD Dermatology Cream or Active Cream EX. And here's a fantastic pro tip from the sources. Incorporate a sheet mask maybe 2 to 3 times a week. It's an excellent way to reinforce hydration and further soothe inflammation, just giving your skin an extra boost of calming goodness. A nice little ritual.
And circling back to that sunscreen, because it's just so important, it's not just about preventing sunburn, is it? Your sources truly emphasize the importance of a non-comedogenic sunscreen, like that Aqua protection sunscreen example, because it specifically protects against UV-triggered pigmentation and inflammation. These are key factors in long-term acne healing, ensuring you don't trade active breakouts for lingering dark spots, all while making sure your pores remain completely clear. It's an often overlooked but absolutely vital step in an acne routine.
Totally agree. Okay, let's really tackle some of those deep-seated beliefs we often have about treating acne. We've hinted at some myths already, but now let's explicitly debunk those common misconceptions that Korean skincare directly challenges and, overturns. You might be genuinely surprised at what you've maybe been told or believed. First up, and this is a big one, the myth that drying out pimples clears acne. Our sources clearly state this is false. As we discussed, dehydration paradoxically sends your skin into a panic.
Causing it to produce more oil.
Right, exactly. More oil to compensate for that lack of moisture, often leading to increased inflammation and, you guessed it, more breakouts. It's a vicious cycle. Another major misconception, scrubbing your face hard will clear breakouts. Absolutely not. It feels like you're doing something, but...
But you're actually damaging your skin barrier, making it more vulnerable to bacteria and irritation, and that can ultimately trigger more breakouts. It's causing trauma, essentially.
Yeah, trauma is a good word for it. And finally, the widespread idea that you shouldn't moisturize acne-prone skin.
Still hear that one all the time.
Right. But again, completely debunked by this approach. As we've discussed, proper hydration is key to reducing sebum overproduction and inflammation, keeping your skin balanced, healthy, and ultimately clear. You need that moisture.
Absolutely. This leads to a very practical question, though. For listeners who are maybe intrigued and ready to embrace this routine, what are the realistic timeframes for seeing results? Consistency is indeed key, we know that, but what can they genuinely expect and when? Because it's not an overnight miracle, is it? But the progression can be clear and really rewarding if you stick with it. Well, our sources provide a very helpful timeline to manage expectations. Within about 1 to 2 weeks, you should realistically start to notice a reduction in redness and inflammation. Your skin might just feel calmer. By 3 to 4 weeks, you can typically expect to see fewer active breakouts cropping up. But for more significant, optimal, and lasting results, including the fading of those stubborn post-acne scars and a more balanced oil production overall, it's generally recommended to stick with the routine consistently for at least 6 to 8 weeks. That patience and consistency truly pay off here. The skin just needs that time to rebalance, repair its barrier, and heal properly from the inside out.
6 to 8 weeks for optimal results. That's really good to keep in mind. It requires commitment. So what does this all mean for you and your skin journey? We've gone far beyond just surface level fixes today, haven't we? We've moved from talking about harsh stripping treatments to really understanding how a gentle, consistent, and deeply science-backed approach like Korean skincare can truly transform acne-prone skin. It's not about punishing your skin into submission. It's about nurturing it, supporting its natural balance, and creating an environment where it can actually heal, thrive, and, glow.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the core insight here, I think, is that true skin health, even when you're dealing with challenging conditions like acne, often comes from working with your skin's natural balance rather than aggressively fighting against it. It's about listening to what your skin needs, providing it with consistent, gentle support, and really allowing its inherent healing capabilities to take over. This philosophy, this mindset, it has implications far beyond just achieving a clear complexion, I feel.
That's a great point. And as we wrap up this deep dive, here's a final provocative thought for you, our listener. Given how deeply connected our skin health often is to our confidence and overall well-being, how might embracing this philosophy of gentle, consistent care, rather than always seeking those quick fixes, extend beyond just your skincare routine and perhaps into other areas of your life? Something to mull over as you explore these insights further.